was God. He was in the beginning with God. All things came into being through him. And without him, not one thing came into being. What has come into being, in him was life. And the life was the light of all people. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness did not overcome it. And the Word became flesh and lived among us, and we have seen his glory, the glory as of a Father's only Son, full of grace and truth. Winter was 12 years old when she was a runner. Even at 8 years old, she ran a 10K. And she was excited about running. She was excited about all the possibilities and just how it felt to be running. It felt like she was gliding. She felt so free. And she realized that there were a number of organizations that were having people be sponsored for their running. And so they were making money at it. And she became interested in raising money for cancer research. So from 8 years old, she began to do this, and through the years, she gathered more and more people. 8 years old. Just a kid. But she realized that if she believed that she could make a difference, then she could. Well, a couple of years later, this cause of hers for cancer research hit a little too close to home as her father was diagnosed at the age of 40 with prostate cancer. He unfortunately didn't make it through the year. But she recruited 200 athletes across the United States to run for the cause as she dedicated what they were doing to research for prostate cancer. They raised, in the 4 years up to the age of 12, is where the story leaves off, over $250,000. Just a kid with an idea. Blair was 11 years old when he was watching the TV 2 days after the earthquake in Haiti. And he saw a child being pulled out of the rubble with tears streaming down his face. Didn't have any idea where his parents were. Didn't know what was going on. Scared, confused, sad. And Blair thought to himself, he said, what is it that I could do to comfort a kid who is thousands of miles away from me? And then he thought, I remember when I was young how I used to love my teddy bear. I used to love to cuddle it and sleep with it. And it would give me peace and comfort so I could sleep through the night. So he said, how could I get teddy bears into the hands of these kids over there in Haiti? And so he decided to get over the school intercom. The teachers gave him permission, and so he announced what he was going to do. He was going to gather teddy bears. So donate your teddy bears, bring them, and we're going to somehow get them to Haiti. So he did this. Announced it over the intercom. They gathered about 200 bears. And then as they kept going, this local radio station and the local TV station heard about what they were doing. And they started announcing it on the radio and on the TV. And then he put it on Facebook, and boom, it blew up. 500,000 teddy bears sent to Haiti because a little kid had an idea. And he believed that he could make a difference. And so he did. Charlie was 11 years old when her big brother came back from Jordan. He was on a humanitarian mission. And he came back and told his sister Charlie about how all these children were sleeping on these cold floors at night. How they didn't have any blankets and how it was just terrible conditions. There were holes in the walls and no windows that were covered. It was hot during the day and cold during the night. And so Charlie started thinking to herself, how can I keep these kids warm? Well, I can sew a little bit. I can buy some fleece. I can make blankets. So she got this idea, and she got together with her friends, and they produced 50 blankets and sent them to Jordan. And they realized, if we had more hands working on this, we could do a lot more. We could affect a lot more change. And so she started recruiting other people. Her dad was involved in the local Rotary Club, and he mentioned the cause to folks. And they started mentioning it to other people in their businesses and groups and churches. And before you knew it, they had 700 blankets within 2 weeks. that they sent to 9 different countries. So the kids, just like them, could be warm at night. Just because a kid believed that she could make a difference. And so she did. When we read this passage and we see the idea of those who believed in the light that entered the world, those who believed in the Word was encouraging. The belief was that they could make a difference. The light didn't just come into the world in the beginning and then go out or fade away. The Word wasn't made flesh and then the story ended. It continues each and every day with each and every one of us. The light is born within us. The light exists within all of us. Because we have these amazing gifts, these talents that only we can do. But we have to believe. Not believe in a certain dogma, not believe in a certain set of doctrines. That's not the important thing. The important thing is that we believe that each and every one of us can make a difference, no matter how young, no matter how old we are, no matter how we perceive ourselves to be talented or not. It doesn't matter. Belief is believing that things can be different. Believing that when we look outside, when we watch the news and we hear of all the tragedies that are happening in the world over different ideologies and religions and beliefs, believing that there can be change. Believing that the light didn't go out. Believing that the light is always there and always will pierce the darkness because there is always hope. But we think, what can I do? I'm not good at anything. All I do is knit a little bit. All I do is crochet a little bit just to pass the time away. I can't do anything. You don't think there's any little babies in the NICU that might need a little blanket? Oh, man, dude, I just play video games all day. I mean, that's all I'm good at. I'm also into Modern Warfare 3, but, anything else? No, not so good. Oh. Do you think there's no kids out there that don't have a father that could use a little mentoring and somebody to sit down and play games with them? What about all the juvenile delinquents, as we call them, who are locked up in juvie, where the recidivism rate is unbelievable? Well, okay, I mean, what could I do in there? Just go and tell them that I care? Go tell them that they're cool? Maybe do a little mindfulness stuff with them? Yeah. Why not? If you believe that something like that can make a difference, then something like that will make a difference. But it starts with the belief that you have the light within you to make that difference. That something that you do or a word that you said, a word, in the beginning was the Word. Yeah, in the beginning was the Word saying, you can do this. You matter. You have a gift, you have a talent that nobody else has. They may have something similar, but I'll tell you, nobody else can do it the way that you do. Nobody. Because you are unique. You can make a difference. Doesn't matter what you got. Doesn't matter what your gift is. If you share it, if you believe in it, and if you know that that light shines within you, then you are going to make a difference. And I encourage you, this place right here, this is base camp. When we come here on Sunday mornings or when we come here for Christmas Eve, it's not all just about the worship. It's not all just about that we all come together and believe in the same thing. That's not important. What's much, much more important is that we come to this place and we bring what God has given us and we pull it together and then we walk out of this doors and we make a difference. Believing with every step, with every touch, with every word, that from the beginning until now and going forward, great things will happen. Believe it. It starts with you, and it starts with you. Welcome home.